Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to install CentOS operating system in VirtualBox. CentOS is a commonly used Linux server distribution in many production environments. So it's good to familiar with the CentOS operating system. So let's start with the download part. So if I search for CentOS download, it will give me the download page of CentOS org website. So here we have two options, DVD ISO or the minimal ISO. So if you familiar with the operating system and if you familiar with the CLI as well, so you can go to minimal ISO and you can quickly download and install the operating system, and whatever the options you want you can install. But if you want to test it out for the first time, I recommend to go with the DVD ISO. So if you click on DVD ISO, you will prompt it to a lot of mirrors. So here if you select the first one, it will prompt you to download the file. It's a 4.3 GB file. So you can go this way, but I already have this file downloaded in my desktop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to directly continue with the installation in VirtualBox. So VirtualBox, we have this option always to create a new machine, and here I'm going to give the name CentOS, and it will automatically select the type Linux and the version Red Hat, which is almost similar to CentOS. So we can click next here, and the RAM we can keep it default, and the hard disk I prefer to go a little bit higher than 8 GB, but I can select it later. Dynamically allocated. Okay, so from here I'm going to give it 20 GB and create it, because later for some applications I might need some more capacity. So this machine is ready, but now usually we have to adjust some settings here. So I go to settings. From the system I can remove floppy, and from this, yes, from the pointing device, actually this PS2 mouse has to be changed to USB tablet, otherwise you can't point to the graphical user interface properly. And then the storage, to go and install the operating system, select CentOS here, click OK. One more thing I forgot to change here, which is the network type. From the NAT, we prefer to go to bridge interface, which will give a IP address from your same local LAN. That will be easy for you later when you're accessing the device. So I'll make it bridge adapter, which is something really important and really common useful thing to do. I'll click OK, and then I'll start here. So we are ready to install the operating system. Okay, we click install operating system, hit enter. Okay, now from here I can select the English language. I press continue, and this is the place where we need to be careful. We have several options here. One is the installation source, which is local media. That's okay, the hard disk we have. And here the software, because by default it says the minimal install, which will be only the CLI. But if you want graphical user interface, you have to select here. So in our case, we can select KDE Plasma Workspace, so Genome Desktop, or otherwise Service GUI, which will obviously give you the genome interface. So let's go to KDE, which I a little bit prefer. And then from here, if you're going to use this as a personal laptop, maybe you need some internet applications, you can select here. uh, and the office suite productivity, so we can select such things here, but for our case I'm not going to do this everything, but I'm going to install the minimal install, because later I'm going to do some server configurations on the CLI, not the graphical user interface. So I'll put it on minimal install and I'll say done installation, so that's fine. And the installation destination, we have to select what we have. Actually the entire disk we can take for the installation, so no problem with that. So it's done and it's selected. And then the network and host name is something we can configure later as well, but it's easy to configure here. So let's go and configure that. Ethernet is currently off, you can switch it on. As I did the bridge connection, so it will take IP from my router. So these IPs from my router actually. So that's fine here. And even if I want, I can change the host name as well. So the host name I'll put it as masternet. Let's say www.masternet.com. Okay. Um, you can see done here. Okay, now everything else is okay. We can continue installation, and here we have to select the root password. So 123456, which is something easy for me. And normally for Linux operating systems, it's better to have some non-root user, another user. So we'll put the username master, password same is password. Okay, so now when it finish installation, we can. Okay, so now it says installation is complete. CentOS is now successfully installed. So we can reboot and see how we can access the operating system. Okay, so as I install the minimal operating system, so it will prompt me only to a CLI. So let me try to access the operating system. Username root, password 123456, which I entered before. Yes, now I'm in the machine, and maybe I can check if I can access the internet. Of course I can access the internet because I set up the network part before I install. And one important command with CentOS is ifconfig. Like in Windows, we do ipconfig to see what IP configuration I got. Now here I have to do ifconfig command to do it, but let's see what will happen when I type ifconfig here. It says the command not found. So actually ifconfig is something common for most of the Linux distributions, but for CentOS 7 they have done some modifications and they have some another set of commands to get the information. But what we can do, we can install this functionality by using some simple command. In CentOS, we can install softwares by using command yum. So yum install net tools. It will give me the ifconfig option. So let me see. I say yes to the download size, and it will download and install the software we want, so that we can use ifconfig command. So now I can see my IP address here, 192.168.177.53. And now what I can do, like this operating system I can access remotely, like I don't want to work through the virtual machine, but I can use my terminal emulation software like PuTTY for um, my Windows in this case. So what I'll do, I'll put my IP address here, 192.168.177.53, and SSH is something by default enabled in a CentOS operating system, so we should not get any issues with that. Okay, so here login as root, password is 123456. So as soon as you get this prompt, like you can just minimize the virtual box and you can continue working here in your guest, actually the host operating system. So that will ease your all the configuration and all the testing. So that's all for this video, how to install CentOS. But in future videos I'll explain you all the other softwares we can work with CentOS and all the other Linux distributions. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. If you like my video, just give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, so that you will see all the new videos I'll share with you. So thanks for watching, and have a nice day.